Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it is Monday, so it's decorating day. I hope everybody has had a wonderful Anzac Day. Anzac Day is one of the most important days, I believe, that we celebrate here in Australia. And I do think it's important that we look at it not just as it's a celebration of those who gave their lives so that we can live the way we do. So if you're not from Australia, Anzac Day is kind of like our like Veterans Day, or it basically celebrates the people that fought in wars for Australia and New Zealand and died for us. So it's a really important day. I got up really early this morning, went to dawn service, so I'm a little sleepy, but very happy to be sharing this with you guys. So I was going to do a bit of an Anzac Day theme. I kind of decided against it just because it's right at the start of the week. It's almost over before we even get to it. So I've kind of decided not to do that. Then I was going to do a Game of Thrones kind of thing because Game of Thrones starts today. And I went away from that too. Don't know why. Just didn't feel like it. I may do a Game of Thrones kind of themed week coming up in the future. So if you would like to see that, leave me a comment or something so that I know that you would want to see it. And that might be something I can do in a couple of weeks. So what I have decided to do is kind of go a bit old school, and I'm going to use some stuff out of the Mountains range. I have done the Mountains range before. I'm pretty sure I've done something with the Mountains range before, but it's such a different kind of range that you can use it in a couple of different ways. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to move my little stickers off and just move them off to the side. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I've done a separate video of this, so I'm going to speed through the entire process, is make an envelope to put my footy list in. I'm just going to make it out of notepaper, out of the Mountains paper, Mountains notepad. But it's going to be a little bit different because my template doesn't actually fit in here. So I'm not doing the whole top, but you'll see what I mean when I finish it. So I'm going to speed through that now, and I'll be back in just a sec. Envelope all made. I will link the video down below of how exactly I do this. It's just it's a very simple process, but sometimes it tends to take a little bit long. So, and I like to change them up slightly every week. So that's what I have been doing. So I'm just cutting out the little text from the bottom of that page, which just says enjoy the little things. I'm not going to stick it down yet because I need to put my little needful note on first. So what I'm going to do is jump back into that. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use I'm going to recycle. So I'm just going to put that envelope off to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, you can see where I've torn a bit out before. I'm going to grab this beautiful piece of paper. I love the navy that's in this range. I'm trying really hard to pull this out without tearing it, and I never do a very good job. There you go. So I'm going to use these sort of side bits to go up, down the bottom and the top of each of my pages. So I'm going to have to use 2 for this. So I'm just lining that up as best I can to try and get the most amount without getting too much white on the top. I think I might have just done that. Ooh, nice work, me. and then just doing the same thing on the other side. I knew I'd mess one of them up. I'm just going to do that bit by hand. It's just too thin to do on the trimmer. You basically have to stick it down to do it. I know I've done things that are much thinner on there before, but just for this time. Okay, so one's obviously thicker than the other. Doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to rub out this at the top first because that needs to go. So I'm going to have that one along the top. I'm going to have this one, which is the skinnier of the two, on the bottom over here. And then on the other sides, I'm going to go back into that note paper. And there's another bit here that's very similar but has just a plain kind of, it's just like the solid colour rather than the dots. And I do prefer the dots. And I'm just going to do exactly the same thing with this side, just getting the bars. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be back in just a sec. So these ones have got a thick one and a thin one as well, which is okay. I like the thin ones being down the bottom actually. So I'm going to stick these down and then I'm going to be back. So excuse me for just a sec. That's what it looks like when I've put the borders down. I really like that balance. I think that looked really cool. So I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to salvage this little You're a Fox that I've got on here. You can always use these little things, and it's kind of my guilt with these notepads. I never seem to use them actually as notepads. I tend to use them to cut up to put into my planner, which brings on a little bit of guilt because they are beautiful, beautiful notepads, but they just don't, I don't really use notepads because I use my planner. I tend to write everything in there rather than anywhere else. So I'm going to put him somewhere in a minute. So then I'm just going to put this, I'm going to put just this one, well not just this one, but I'm going to put this on this side this time and actually stick it down. I've been putting them sort of in the middle, which looks fantastic, but eventually you need to change it up. You can't have it in the same spot all the time. Unless we are going to change it up, but we're going to put it on that side for a change. It'll actually sit there. So that, I think I'm going to like that. So the other quick thing I'm going to do is I'm going to really quickly cut out just a square of this paper. So just using my trimmer as a guide. I'm not going to panic too much about getting it perfectly square, but just using the white, and that's just going to be the little bit that I stick on the front. So I'm going to do it a bit thinner than normal, do it sort of long and thin rather than short and squishy. Short and squishy. I like using funny words. So I'm just going to have it sitting like that with the enjoy the little things on the top. So I'm just going to write that out in my awfully crappy handwriting, and I'll be back in just a second. Written in, I'm just going to cut this last little bit off so I don't have so much white space. Could have said blank space then and burst into Taylor Swift, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. So I'm just using that little bit of scrap as protection, just because this is such a thin sort of decal that we're putting on here. This one you obviously don't have to do that because you've got plenty of room. And I am putting it deliberately over to the left a little bit so that it leaves room for the holes. And I'm going to make sure I sit them exactly in there. So while I've got that lined up and everything, I might as well go ahead and mark those out. Really badly. Me in the head. Go. And because this is already using paper from the Mountains range, I don't have to worry about cutting anything out. It's just going to sit there perfectly and it's going to match. So I think that looks awesome. Right, so from there we've still got this Eurofox which we'll put in there as well. Just going into my little sticker planner, which if you haven't caught up, I have done a walkthrough of this one now, so if you are interested I will link that video down below for you. Just grabbing all my stickers. So we've got, just going to rub this out. I need to get some Game of Thrones stickers. If anyone has any suggestions on where to get them, let me know, otherwise I'll have to start making my own. It's the only show that I have to watch the day it comes out. I actually can't survive if I don't. So it's a very important day. There it is. I knew I put the pen somewhere. That one's easy. I will leave my note for Game of Thrones there because I will fix it up in a minute. Why have I got that on there? This is going to be one of those examples of stuff I have so much to put on the weekend that it almost isn't going to fit. So let's see how we go here. I'm putting netball right down the bottom and deliberately over that because I don't actually have netball, but I just want to put it there so I remember that we have a bye. But these 2 days are absolutely chock-a-blocks, so we'll see how we go with these. There's all the footy details. Now the other thing I've got in here, which I'm not going to get to, but my partner is, so I'm going to make sure I put it in here. It is my nephew's birthday party on Saturday, but unfortunately I have to work. But it is still very important to put in there, so I'm definitely doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the last couple of bits and pieces in that I need to, and then I'll be right back. comes the fun part. I actually get to decorate this. So I'm just looking at where I need to put things to make this right. So we've got this Eurofox here, which seems to make a lot of sense to put right there. So that's probably where I'm going to put it. Just going into the Paper Lovers book. This is the Old Mountains one. God, I love it. I miss it. I'm so glad I got 2 of them. So I'm just, first thing I need to do is I need to bring some pale blue into this side to make it kind of fit a little bit better. It's not quite bringing that across, but then I need to bring some orange into this side. So I'm not going to go too over the top with it because I don't want to. I've been really enjoying the simplicity of some of these ones, but I'm just trying to find the right stickers. I might actually take him out. I'll still use it, but I'll use it in a minute. I'm going to put him there, which brings in the blue on that side. I'm going to bring this one over this side and just put it over there. Sorry, making lots of noise today. I'm just going to grab this one. This is an Aldi sticker that I kind of rescued last week. I made my envelopes wrong, so I've just rescued it and I'll use it there. Do I put it down there? Because I've already used the fox, I almost don't want to use him again. That sort of seems a bit silly. Should put it just there. That would look funny. What I'm going to do, actually, I've just sort of thought of it. I'm going to cut the orange Eurofox bit out. And I'm just going to put it like that. And I'll rescue him and I'll use him another day. So, just put some glue tape on the back of this one. And that brings that orange into this side as well, so it kind of balances it out. Do I want to add anything else? I'm just looking at it. I don't think I have anything else on. This particular week, I really needed to keep the weekend clear, so I'm really glad I've put this on this side. I think it fits a little bit better. But just because I've got so much happening next weekend, it was really important to make sure that this all sat right. I don't think there's anything else I need to put on there, so I'm going to leave it as that. So that's using the mountains range. I love this range. I love the diversity of the colours, and I still didn't use any of the pinks that came in this range, which are also absolutely gorgeous. So if you haven't seen the mountains range, have a look on Pinterest and some of those sort of places for it. And I think I've done walkthroughs of the Paper Lovers book, so I'll link that down below for you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. I do decorations every Monday, so please subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I do have Instagram, which I'm updating reasonably frequently, so I'll link that down below for you guys as well as the Plum Mashable Facebook page, which I'm also trying to keep up to date as much as I possibly can. I do love interacting with you guys, so if you have any suggestions of videos or thoughts on how I can use an old range to decorate a week, please let me know. I do love hearing from you, so I would love you to get in contact. Otherwise, guys, I will talk to you again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.